You know attachment wounds are controlling your relationship when somebody takes 20 minutes to reply, and your brain quietly starts planning an entire emotional funeral. Now suddenly you're staring at the ceiling thinking, they're losing interest. I knew this was going to happen. Meanwhile, they were literally driving home. But your nervous system already started preparing for abandonment. Or maybe someone tries to get emotionally close to you. And instead of feeling comforted, you feel trapped. You suddenly need space. You shut down. You get irritated. You convince yourself the relationship feels off. Not because the person is unsafe, because closeness itself feels unsafe to you. That changes relationships completely. A lot of relationships are not destroyed by lack of love. They are destroyed by unresolved fear wearing the disguise of personality. That is the part people rarely understand. Psychologist John Bowlby, the founder of attachment theory, explained that the emotional environments we grow up in shape how we connect to people later in life. So, if love felt inconsistent growing up, you may become anxiously attached. And anxious attachment is exhausting because your nervous system treats distance like danger. A delayed text feels personal. A change in tone feels threatening. A quiet evening suddenly feels like rejection. So you overthink constantly. You overgive. You apologize too quickly. You stay silent about your needs because deep down you fear honesty might make people leave. And eventually you start trying to earn love instead of simply receiving it. That is heartbreaking. Because people with anxious attachment are usually incredibly loving. But they are also terrified. Terrified that if they stop performing, sacrificing, fixing, serving, reassuring, or proving themselves, they will be abandoned. So love starts feeling like performance. And here is where people misunderstand them. They are not too emotional. They are emotionally starving while trying to look calm. That exhaustion builds quietly. Now avoidant attachment looks different. Avoidant people learned early that vulnerability was unsafe. Maybe emotions were ignored. Maybe affection disappeared during conflict. Maybe weakness was criticized. Maybe they had to become emotionally independent too young. So now closeness feels overwhelming. They care deeply, but struggle to stay emotionally present once intimacy becomes real. They withdraw during conflict. Avoid difficult conversations. Minimize feelings. Distract themselves with work, hobbies, independence, anything except emotional exposure. And their partner slowly starts feeling lonely beside someone they love. That loneliness hurts differently, especially when somebody is physically there, but emotionally absent. Because avoidant people often convince themselves they are protecting the relationship by staying controlled and detached. But emotional distance does not create safety. It creates confusion, and confused relationships slowly become disconnected ones. Because seeing it clearly changes everything. Anxious people chase reassurance because they fear abandonment. Avoidant people create distance because they fear vulnerability. But both are afraid of the exact same thing: being fully seen, and still not feeling worthy of love afterward. That fear silently controls entire relationships. Most people never even realize it's happening. This is why chemistry alone is never enough. Relationships require emotional safety, honest communication, accountability, boundaries, the ability to stay emotionally available even when fear gets triggered. And if you never learned those things growing up, none of this is your fault. But healing becomes your responsibility eventually. That's where real change begins. Because untreated attachment wounds do not only hurt you, they slowly hurt the people trying to love you too. And the beautiful part is this: awareness changes patterns. The moment you stop calling survival responses just how I am, you finally give yourself the chance to build the kind of love that no longer feels like fear. Subscribe to LoveLens.